What is going on, everybody? McLean Speed Shop World Champion coming at you. Here to answer the question, should red, purple all be banned? My answer is no. I think banning leaders in this game and stuff is like kind of lazy and doesn't fix any of the fundamental issues and like systemic issues the game currently has. And if Bandai continues to just ban leaders versus addressing any of the actual like the cards that are making these leaders busted, I definitely shake my confidence in them in being able to do stuff in the future in regards to any kind of balancing with new leaders and stuff. Because like straight up, if Law got banned, then Lucci, like black just goes back to dominating like we've had the last 6 months or 8 months, I guess now, because of this card. This is the best card in the game, and every black deck runs it. And now we're running into this with Maria, so every purple deck is going to run this. So these two cards are just way too strong and busted because none of the other colors have a card that is to this level that just takes away all the decision making and skill from if you play black or if you play purple. Like it's just not fair to the other colors, unless in the future ban is going to give them just busted cards as well. Because I think either everybody gets a nuke card or nobody gets a nuke card. So for me, purposely, I don't think these kind of cards should be. I think they should be leader locked if they're going to be in the game. But outside of that, cards like this are just too strong and just to make the game not as fun. Because again, I love like having to make the tough decisions, have to take risks to see if they pay off or not. And these two cards just take away all the skill gap for that. Because again, Maria makes Law's leader ability free. And not only that, you could potentially get, because it's 5. So you could gain 2 non. But then it also, again, makes the other, like your other card abilities like free as well, depending on if you bring them in, which is just not fun. And also, too, I feel like it's just been making me a worse player because all the hard work we put in the last 8 months on Don management and trying to find like the lines and stuff like that, you don't have to do any of that with this card. Like, not only does Maria just fix all the like Don mistakes you may do, like you gain Don, so it's just like, I don't know, it's just not fun to me. And I don't like cards like these two because again, it kind of strips each leader and just each deck of that color, like its identity, and it doesn't really have a specific identity and stuff like that either, because every black deck is going to run Moria, every purple deck is going to run Maria, and there's like no reason again not to run these cards. They're so strong. And it's just, I don't know, that's the cards that, like this, that again have like no negative effect to playing them, is cards I think should be restricted to 1. Because again, I also think like cards like at the time, I guess because these are so busted, yellow is a little bit nerfed, but like the yellow Ace and yellow Big Mom, those cards are similar as well, because if you're able to chain those, you're able to gain life and stuff like that. So I feel like cards that have like not only no negative effect for the person to play it, they also just the net positives are insane. Cards like that should be restricted to 1. They should be like, if you get it, fair play. But the fact that playing against Law or any of like the black decks with like Luffy or Robert, you straight up, if they get 2 of these, they're gonna win, and then against Law they get 2 of these, they're gonna win, especially depending on the game state and stuff like that. And that's just kind of stinky, because I think a lot of the other colors too, if these were banned, it would open up the game so much more. I think blue is pretty close. I think Marco is really good as well. Green with Bonnie's right there. But the problem is none of those decks have a card like this that can help them contend or like counter this stuff. And I don't think that's super fair in the current state of the game. And yeah, I think leader bans are dumb. I think Sakazuki is the exception just because there's no like trade-off. I don't think the ability with Sakazuki is the problem. If it was like Marco where you had to put a Don on, like I'd be totally fine if a Sakazuki or that color combo in the future had like the same ability, but you have to put a Don on. Like you have to there needs to be some kind of trade-off and decision of like having to do that, because again, if you have to put a Don on the leader, that limits your abilities depending on the curve and stuff, because then you can't drop like a 4 cost potentially. You can't drop like anything on like the max that you could do if you need to use the leader ability. So stuff like that, I think Sakazuki, the ban makes sense because of that, because all the other leaders like there is at least a little bit of a trade-off of like needing to use the leader ability. Well, that one there was none, like straight up. But overall, though, I think again, I think leader bans are silly. Doesn't fix any of the core issues of the game, because as you just ban a leader, and how the game's gone is what Whitebeard dominated, then Sakazuki dominated. Now we're moving into RP Law, and just banning the leader clearly doesn't fix the win rates of like the top decks. Because if Law got banned in this current state, then Lucci would just win. Like it'd be the same thing. So it doesn't really fix the issues just banning something like that. So that's why I think again, if I was able to, these cards would be restricted to 1. I would be fine with 2, but I know Bandit is 1, so I'd rather these be restricted, because again, they're just too strong, and I don't like the cards where every deck of that color has to run 4 of to be competitive. I think it's silly. And yeah, that is my ranting there with the current state, because I know it's a bit of a hot topic, and especially since we've been playing Law for so long, I guess I give my opinion on that. But yeah, for me, I don't like this card. It's just again, I think it takes away just the concept and like the identity of Law, and it's just not as fun to me. With just again, anything that takes away like fun decision making that has like the risk and reward is something I'm not a fan of. But yeah, outside of that though, jump into the quick breakdown. We'll do a couple games and stuff like that. I'm running, I feel like the current build for OP08 is prepping to play like the mirror. So that's why I just have the 2 Toy Law, is I think this card is really good in the mirror. And yeah, we're just running, we got 7 here. You could drop it down to 6, buff something else up, or you could get rid of both of these, buff up all the stuff to like 4 stacks like that. Zoro, I think, is also pretty good in the mirror. So if you would like Zoro, that works. I think, yeah, there's a couple of just spots now that you need to play the mirror. And for me, I like this just because you can hit some combos with it, especially if someone has arrested or not, depending on the turn order. Being able to just drop this to get rid of something and then save your Gordon Max and stuff for later is pretty cool. But yeah, enough little yapping out of me with all that. Share my thoughts on current state of the game and everything. Again, I think leader bans are silly and doesn't really fix any of the core issues of the game, because you just ban a leader and then something else just takes its place and wins like a crazy amount. If the cards that are broken are allowed to just roam free, it's never going to change like the overall top-down structure of the game. You're just going to have a different face, like how we've gone from Whitebeard to Sakazuki to Law. So that's what how I feel about all that. But yeah, let's jump into some games and see how things go. All right, we got Enel, a matchup we are pretty familiar with here. All right, kind of works. Okay, we draw into Ray, so that actually really works now. In case they go for some hand starve, and that's looks like what they're trying to pull off here. So how do I want to do this? We can just do, if I attack him here, I may just go bang bang with both of these, because they're gonna drop the Gadatsu. Or I could just drop this, and then we play that way as well. Because I could just drop 1, and then they drop Gadatsu, then I have the max to get rid of it, and then we can go, we just drop Kid. I think that's the play. We'll go with the slow roll here, and since we know they have, they didn't attack, so we know they have the info of like what they got, so we'll do that and play around their stuff there. Oh, okay, never mind. I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting that. Okay. Alright. So I'll probably drop this to get this down then. So that leaves us with 6. I'll bring this in and leaves me with 7 for the end there. Alright, well, let's just attack him here. Attack him 5. And so, because yeah, they're there, they're only gonna be at 7. So I'll just play around that. So they get the Bonnie, draw 2, trash 1. Alright. How many cards do I have in set? 7? Okay, so then I can bring in Ray. So then we can play around our stuff there then. Alright, I'll put 1 on here. We'll see if we draw out a 2K. see what they do. Alright, or they take it, that's fine as well. So now I can drop this down. Drop Kid. Then we'll go 1, 2, 3. Get rid of this. Bring in Ray. Get our cards there. And alright. So now we can play around some stuff there. I'll be at 7 again next turn. They're at 7. Okay. Well, let's see what they do here, I guess. Okay, they're dropping the Rygo. Interesting. How do I want to do this? So I'll be at 7. I could drop this again. Okay, you know what? We'll do that. We're gonna make them use some cards here because they got at 1. We're here. They're gonna drop the Yamato next turn. Okay. I can drop this for 5. Alright, well, let me do this first. Get them to get rid of a card here. And, yeah, we'll just play around that. We'll just see what they do. Because I just need the 1k counter for, they're going to drop the Yamato, KO. We'll force them to have to KO this. And then they're only going to be able to swing for the 5. So then we can protect our board that way. So we can play around that. So I can either bring in Ain or probably Kid and Killer at the end here. Probably better to bring in Ain just so next turn I can make sure we have a bunch to just go for the game. And then it'll just come down to what they get here and then stuff like that. So we will see. They're talking about it. Talking about taking this. But yeah, there's going to be some life lottery action from here on out. But what does this one do? Play up to 1. Okay, from your trash. Alright, I mean, that's kind of good if they're able to hit that there. Alright, they decided to take it. Interesting. Okay. Alright, well, I'll put 2 on then. We'll attack them 7. Give them trash 2 cards. Okay. That seems kind of crazy. Alright, well, I'll attack him 8. I'm just gonna go for the game then. Alrighty, so then we'll go 1, 2, 3, do this, bring in Kid and Killer, put the 2 on here, and then we'll attack him 9. So, okay. Alright. Well, see if they drop the Yamato here. And then I can just block whatever. So yeah, there's that. The attack there. Go no. We'll just block that. So we have all of this here. Well, I just do the same thing. I do 7. And then play around that, I guess. Here, let me just do a 5. I may play a bit silly. Oh, okay. Why do they do that? Alright, well, now we'll go 7. See if they can block this. Alright. I think, of course, they get the Capone. Alrighty, well, that stinks. Nothing I do there. Okay. Well, yeah, they get the another Yamato here. Nothing I do there. And then we'll sack alright, we'll just do that. Okay. Well, we gotta hit the reset here. Drop this. And then we'll deploy this here onto this here. I can then bring in... Alright, so then we'll go 1, 2, 3. Do this, bring in pudding here. We'll put the 4 on here. We'll attack this knight on 6. Alright. And yeah, this is just the game now. They got bailed out by Capone. And yeah, we'll just see what so they got the Hiyori. Probably putting either another Capone or this event there. So we'll see. So they don't have they can't drop Yamato. So there's that. So they dropped the Gadatsu. Okay. We get the boys. And we get another Max. Okay, and I get another kid. So I could just do, we can now just kind of flip the game a little bit here, honestly. So they have the 3 here. Because I could drop this down here. Actually, let me drop, we'll do this. See what we grab here. Because that leaves me with the 4. Because I'm at 8, they're here. I could then bring in Sanji. We have both of these, so I gotta trash one. Alright, let's trash this. Okay, so I can employ this here onto this. I'll put the 3 on here. We'll tag 8 on 6. See what they got. Alright. Tag again 6 on 6. Alrighty. And I'm going to do this. I guess it doesn't really matter which one we get rid of. Because I just get rid of this anyways. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3. Go to that. Bring in Sanji there. And then we'll do that. So, we know this is some shenanigans. But we'll just play around that. So, they're doing that there. Okay. So I got Ace. Alright, well, that's a bit unfortunate. Alright, we gotta take that. Decide not to attack with the leader. I guess it wouldn't have mattered. So, what do I want to do here then? Because I could just minus this down. We attack this. They're stuck here. I'm at 1. Because if I clear their board, we could just kind of go for the game. That way as well. If I drop this for 5, that leaves me with 3. So then I could attack this. Alright, let me put 1 on here. We'll attack this 6 on 6. Alright, so they take that. Okay. So then I'll drop this here. So this is down to 7. So we'll put 1 here. Attack this. So they take that there. Okay, cool. So where am I at? 8 total. And then drop Kid. We go 1, 2, 3. Get rid of that. Bring in Sanji. We get 1 back. And then I just go there. So we leave them at the 2. Build the board. I have a 2K. If they play anything crazy. So we'll see. We will see what happens. It's pretty much all down to this. But we know this is like something silly there. Okay. And we get Kid and Killer. Alright, well, we know this is... We can do this. So they hit this. Alright. We'll put 1 here. Attack them 7. See what they do. We know this is a trigger. They put something there. See what they do. Okay. So they do that. Alrighty, we'll do this. And alright, there we go. Well, that was a bit fun. And we go, we flipped the script and put them in hand starve there. Obviously, them hitting the Capone off the life, top decking the Capone for the last life refill. Just pretty much kept them in the game. But yeah, outside of that, knew they had something. was expecting, yeah, they use like Hiyori, and they had like another component. They put this there. That's what I was looking towards. But yeah, they put the Nami here, so they were able to do that. But I don't think, yeah, they didn't have any trigger cards from their hand since we went through their other stuff already. So worked out for us there, and yeah, taking on Enel. All right, we got some Luffy action here. We're gonna rock with this because we have Maria, which might be pretty handy in this matchup, but we'll see how things go. So we'll call it good there. We got both of our toy laws here, so we know we won't be seeing any more of those since we only have 2 in the whole deck. But yeah, we'll just play things. Just see what we get. Okay, we get another Kid Killer. What do I want to do here then? So I'll probably just attack them here. Do that. I could just drop a Kid Killer now and attack them, but I kind of don't want to do that. Because if I do go down there, so where are they at? They're at this. They're at 3. So if I drop Maria, I don't know, I might just drop. I might just do this, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, choose 0. I'll bring in the boys, and we'll just do that. So we'll force them into playing if they have that, like the egghead Luffy and stuff like that, to drop it. So we get some info here, and then we'll play around the rest of that. All right, take this. We get the Gordon. Okay, they're dropping Ace. Ooh, okay. Well, this works out good for us because I drop this to get it down, and then we can use the Gordon to get it down there. All right, so let me attack them 5. See what they do here. So they take the hit there. All right. I'll attack them again here 5. Because I can bring in, where are they at? They're at 5. So yeah, now we can bring in Maria. And we can play off in that. And I can save 1 for our stuff there. So we'll do this here. Drop down the max here. Then we'll go 1, 2, 3. Get rid of that. Bring in Maria. Gain our 5 rested to get a 7. They're at the 5 there. Force them in attacking this. Alright, so we'll go that. So I'm just leaving them at the 2 because we just play around. And if they can't get rid of this, again with like the Egghead Luffy or something, then we can play around the stuff there. Okay, so they dropped the Charlotte. And then we got 1 Gordon. So if they do bring in the Sabo, we're kind of chilling there. So, alright, they do have that. Alright, so they do Luffy. So we're playing Luffy. They're going to do that. Okay, then they'll attack here. So 9 on 5. Alright. So we can just play around the stuff there. Where are they at? They're at 7. Okay, so they can't do the crazy combo. So they do get... Alright. So they do have this Sabo, though. So, because then they can drop this, bring it in. Alright, well, that might be a little tricky there. So I might drop this. So we can play around that. Because where are they at? They're at 7. I'm here. Okay, so if I drop that for 5, and then we'll just go for it all with Kid Killer. Try to blast them. So we can drop this here. And then, yeah, we'll go 1, 2, 3. Doesn't really matter. We'll get rid of this one. I'll bring in Kid Killer. We'll put the 3 on here. Attack them 10 on 7. So either force out some 2Ks. Because it is probably, I assume, their priority to make sure they can protect this. Okay, so yeah, saw that coming. Alright, then we'll do this. And end our turn there. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Well, we went for it. We got some cards out of their hand here. We know they have the baby Sabo, so they're probably going to drop that right away. Yep. And boost themselves there. So then they can put the 2 on. Do it here. It's just going to depend if they have the more baby brother combos or not. Honestly. Because if they can juice themselves all the way up. Alright, well. Now that they're going to do this. KO that. Okay. and draw a card there. And we'll see what they do. They have 3 left. So we know they have the baby Sabo. They're just attacking us 14 on 5. Okay. So they're at 9. How do I go about this? So this is here. I mean, I could use Gordon to move this. They only have the 3. That could be the move there. I need to keep this up. I could bring in... so I'm at 9. They're at 9. I could just drop right here and we see what we get. You know what? I'll do that. Okay, we get Maria and the boys. Okay, that's kind of nice there. Alright, let me do this then. We'll do that here. And then we can go 1, 2, 3. Get rid of this. I'll bring in... Where am I at? I'm at 6. Probably do this. Gives us that there. So they're at 9. How do I go about this? I have 1. We do have all of this. So we'd be playing around. They don't have another ace in here, right? They have the baby ace, but they'd have to have it in hand. So we play around that, or I can attack them. Because I put all 5 here, we attack them there. I'm going to take the risk just because we have the 2Ks. So we'll put it here. Then we'll attack them 11 on 9. Because if they can't block this, then this goes to the bottom, and then they don't have one in here. Okay. So I'm just playing off of that info. Because if they can't put up any blockers here, we're chilling. Because again, we're going to be at 10 Don on the next turn. So even if they get anything crazy here. Okay, they have another Sabo. Alright, well, a bit unfortunate there. But what can you do, you know? We're still kind of in a decent spot. If they... Well, it doesn't really matter if they do or not. So they hit Ray. Okay, they're bringing in Sabo. It's a draw 2, trash 2. Alright, we'll see what they trash. And then I assume they're going to attack this. And so we'll see. They kind of have to. But I guess we'll see what they do. They're only down to 2 cards. They're attacking me. Okay. Interesting. So they have this. I mean, I could drop this down to 4. They're at 9 and then just attack them there. See what they do here. Because I can also just bring this in at the end. Alright, I kind of want to attack 9. Actually, we might just attack... Alright, let's put this on here. Attack 9 on 9. Just see what they do. Because I assume they have the counter in hand. But I'm just playing around that. Because again, I can then just drop this and this, get rid of this. Depending on what happens here. So, they do that. Okay, so if I drop this, or do I just want to go for it? No, let's probably do, drop this here. Alright, and then we'll do this over that there to minus that down. And then I'll go 1, 2, 3, get rid of this. We'll do this over this here. We get the 3. So I'm only able to do all of that there. We'll keep all of this just in case. Alright, we'll see what happens here. So this is at 6, which is pretty good because I think they only have the stuff to get rid of like 4 and 5 maybe. So they're doing that. Alright, I'll do this and this. So we can do that there. See what they get here. Alright, so they're trashing the ace. See what they're able to bring in. So ace and Luffy. And then 6 on 5 there. Well, I can just do this and then do that. And yeah, not a whole lot they can do here. So we can just attack 5. And then attack 5. And then, alright, it is GG's. So yeah, there we go. Fun one against Luffy. Able to play around. Obviously, they didn't get the Moria, which again, in most matchups against the other top decks besides us are black, and if they get this card, it's hard. If they don't, we can normally beat them. It normally just comes down to this. So, yeah, we're able to come out on top on Luffy on that one. All right, we got some Robert action. I'm gonna keep this. They chose to go first, so we'll see how this plays out and everything here. But yeah, decent hand, especially since going second, because we can hit Ain into the boys, and then we have Ray to draw some cards and stuff like that. But yeah, this matchup is, I mean, pretty tough. If they get the stage off the rip, then normally we're in a pretty tough spot. If they don't get the stage, then we're in a good spot. It pretty much, okay, we get Ray again. All right, that's kind of crazy. So we'll play around that. I need something else here. We need to be able to like play around the rest of this. But see what they do here. So they're attacking. Again, fine with taking this one. So they trash. Okay, they trash a stage. So we'll take that. But I'm assuming, again, their mulligan pretty much is to like get the stage. Is this our best setup there? Alright, they're dropping Brook. Okay, so that is, don't have the stage, but they have Brook. Alright. So what do I want to do here then? Because this gives them one. Alright, I think we're just going to play our regular game plan here. We'll attack them here. And then we'll just do both of these anyways. So I'll drop this. Then we'll go 1, 2, 3. Do that. And then bring in the boys here. Because again, I think, again, beginning stage and stuff is still important to play around Kid. Just because, again, he's like the, sort of like the main, like, point of this deck. Like, if you get Kid set up, there's a whole lot of stuff you're able to then do, especially if the opponent can't get rid of him right away. So we'll play around this stuff here. Because, again, they don't have stage is, like, the only reason why, again, not really worrying about this. Because, again, then next turn, we could just attack this rested. Play around that. So this is pretty much going to be a pretty pivotal turn here. Because if they don't have the stuff to get rid of at least one of our characters, then we're in a pretty good spot. But we'll see what happens. Again, card we got to look out for is this here. So, alright. Well, with them doing this. Okay. I mean, I'm fine with that. Again, I'll probably take one of them. So, they're attacking 5 there. I'll go... Alright, we'll take this one. So then they have 4. Okay. So I'll block out of this one. Probably use Pudding because I can go with Kid here. So they drop this down to -2. Alright, I'll go no. Get rid of that. Unless they have Rob, if they're just going to hard drop Rob here. So they hit a Kaku and a Tempest Kick. Okay, yeah. Alright. I'm fine with that. Because again, we have this, and then I have Kid. Okay. Big draw here, though. Like, depending on what we're able to get. We can play around a bunch of stuff. Alright, so do that. We get Kid and Killer. Okay, I don't need them right now. But I'm kind of okay with that. Alright, we'll attack here. See if we get a 2k out, maybe. Or if they'll just take the hit. Because then we're going to go this and this. Okay. So, alright, they commit to that. So we'll drop Kid. They'll drop Gordon here. Onto this. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3. Get rid of that there. And then since I'm at 3, they're at 5. Bring in Ray. Get our cards there. And then we'll put 1 here. Now we'll attack this 6 on 4. And clear their field here. Get them there. Again, we're kind of, again, no stage. Things are good. They get stage. Things are not good normally. So we're able to, again, now they're only at 4. Which again, with their event and stuff, the deck operates through that there. I'm just going to do, they have 7? Okay, well, I'll just block this then. We don't have to worry about rush. So we can just block it there. Especially if they're going to get rid of it anyways. Okay, or not. I don't know why they did. Okay. If that was their play, why didn't they minus one of these down? Because they could have KO'd. They kind of goofed that, I feel like. Interesting. So draw one, they trash another jack. I think that was a misplay out of them there. I'm not gonna lie. So if we draw, I'm gonna drop this and probably just minus it down anyways. And then okay, we get that there. All right, so let me do this onto this. So now this is down to 6. I could put 2 on here and attack, or we could just try to fish out some stuff here. And so here, let me attack 6 on 6. Because we're at 7. Try to get them down and try to starve them out. Because again, we still have 2 rays, which is crazy. And then I'm at 6. So we'll just do that. Alright, so they do that there. We'll put 1 more on here. Attack them again here. So again, I'm just going to keep attacking this to, yeah, try to clear them out of cards in hand there. So we'll attack them 5 on 5 to do that. And then, what do I have in hand here? Alright, well, let's do 1, 2, 3. Do this. Bring in Ray again. So we get another Kid and Killer. Okay, I'm going to do this. Get him down into Kid and Killer zone. So we have 3. Okay. And then I have the 2K here. We don't really need Queen. And don't really need Kid as much. But we'll see. I'll probably go a slow turn here depending on what they drop and stuff like that. So they have 9. So they're attacking 5 on 5. Alright. See what they minus down. They're doing that. So we'll go no. Sack Queen, because again we still have another Ray. We've had 3, which is crazy. So they're at 11. See what they're able to bring in. So they're dropping the Sabo. Okay, so probably get rid of this and this. Alrighty. Well, we can again just fly at them here because I still have the 2. I still have 2 life. And yeah, probably just gonna attack them for. Okay, well, let's see what they grab here. So they grab a 2K Kaku. Okay. We grab. Dang. All right, we got Ray again. We got 3 Kid and Killers, and we got Ray. That's nuts. I'm just gonna attack them for 5s, get them out of everything here, and we'll play around that. Because again, we still have the 2 life, so we can do a bunch of stuff here. Because I could also just drop this for, because they're at 9, I'm at 6. I could just drop this for 3 as well, and then we use that 3 to bring in Kid and Killer later if I need a blocker. But if we even get to that point. So we know they have the 2K. And we'll just see what they got with the other stuff. Pretty much just doing this for info. Because we can just play around everything there. But yeah, no, this matchup is so much easier if they don't get the stage. It's like night and day. It's crazy. It's just like okay, they're gone. Well, yeah, it looks like we would have probably got them. Because if I attacked there, if they would have sacked this, I would have just attacked them again. Because I was just looking for this. And then, depending on what they had, I was going to play around. Because we knew they had the information here. So then if I saw anything else, it would just made the info in their hand easy. Because I would have just attacked there. Let's say they sacked that here. Or they could have risked it and even taken the span die. And then I attacked there. They counter with that. And then they still have at least 1. But it wouldn't have mattered, I don't think. Because they only have that, and that. So I would have just say, yeah, do that. And since we have the Kid and Killers, I could have just regular dropped a Kid and Killer and attack 7, and then use the ability, bring in another one, and attack 9, because they would have been not enough cards in hand at that point. So yeah, there we go. On to again. There's the difference if they don't get the stage, and how much, I don't know, more in favor the matchup is for us if they don't. Because yeah, I feel like the majority of the ones if they don't get the stage, and then if they get the stage, it just then gets pretty close. It depends on, again, if we get the resources Because if they get the stage, then you have to get Ray. And luckily, we got all 4. So, you have to get card draw if they hit the stage because they're able to just remove stuff. And, yeah. But I'm glad with that. And, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll see you in the next one.